Unfortunately, PFF's Black Friday sale is no longer going on, but we have a brand new discount to give you guys right now. That is a 30% off discount this holiday season with the promo code HOLIDAY30 to get 30% off a PFF Plus subscription. You get access to our player prop tool that can help you make back whatever you pay for PFF Plus and then some. It can also help you win a fantasy football championship this year. You get the same grades and analytics that every single NFL team uses and every single college football team uses as well. And you get access to the best mock draft simulator on the planet for the 2026 NFL Draft. Again, Holiday 30 to get 30% off a PFF Plus subscription right now. The Conference USA Championship, Kennesaw State beating Jacksonville State, was actually a thrilling game that we had on Friday. 19-15. Low scoring game, but it got really exciting at the end of that game too. Let's go over the highest graded players, starting off with the Kennesaw State Owls. Highest grade player for them was their cornerback, Jericho Washington Jr., 82.8. Jaden Grimes, the D-tackle, 74.2. Running back Coleman Bennett, 70.9. Wide receiver Christian Moss, 68.6. Caleb Offord, the corner, 66.8. And the quarterback, Amari Odom, with a solid 73.6 grade in the win. For Jacksonville State, their highest grade players in the loss, linebacker Max Sanders, 81.2. Talon Carter, the D-tackle, with a 76.1 grade. DeAndre Johnson, the wide receiver, 75.9. Garen Stansberry, the edge rusher, 71 grade. Emmanuel Oyabadejo with a 70.9 grade, also at edge rusher. And Caden Creel with a 61.2 at quarterback. Dalton, what told the story in this game?
If you're going to hold down Jacksonville State, you have to hold down this run game. And Kennesaw State, honestly, for the vast majority of the night, did a really good job of it. Here's the stat: 4.5 yards per design carry for Jacksonville State, and just 2.6 in the first half, 2.6 yards per design carry in the first half. Kennesaw State's defensive line, they were aggressive. They were getting a lot of penetration in the first half. Jacksonville was going to a little bit more, some more creative looks in the second half. They were finding some creases, but they really could just never get it going. 5 explosive runs by design in this game, only 2 of them in the first 3 quarters, and only 41 yards before contact on design carries in this game for Jacksonville State. They're built to run the football. Cam Cook is the engine of their offense. Caden Creel plays a part in that as well. But Kennesaw State, especially early in the game, was terrific. It was just an all-out team effort to go, you know what? This team is not going to run us over early in this game. They either got to get to the edges, they got to get creative, or Caden Creel's got to beat us with his arm. Last stat for Jacksonville State: 4 games this year, including this one, where they've been under 5 yards per design carry. They lost 3 of those games, and the one win was a 3-point win over Middle Tennessee, who's a 3-9 team this season. So you look at that and you go, you slow down the run, you give yourself a shot to win. Kennesaw was a little bit ugly because Jacksonville State was preventing the deep ball that Amari Odom usually wants, but I'll talk about him in a minute. Both teams' defenses, I think, took the other out of the style of offense they want to play. But in this game, that benefited Kennesaw more because they had the quarterback who could overcome that. Jacksonville State did not have the passing game to overcome that, and we've seen that multiple times this year. Stop the run, stop Jacksonville State.
Definitely. By the way, Jake in the chat, I do see your super chat. Really appreciate that. We'll get to your question at the end of this review. We'll go to that right after that. But, yeah, I want to talk about the passing difference in this game because I think Amari Odom was good enough in this game. Jacksonville State had 0 passing game to speak of. And like Dalton said, when you do a good enough job in run defense against Jacksonville State, you really stall out the offense completely, honestly, because Kennesaw State, .211 EPA per pass, negative .624 for Jacksonville State in EPA per pass. Amari Odom had a 70.7 passing grade. Caden Creel had a 44.6 passing grade. 250 yards for Amari Odom, basically 96 yards for Caden Creel in this one. Again, since they did a good enough job, wasn't elite by any standards, but it was a good enough job in run defense by Kennesaw State in this one, you could shut down this Jacksonville State offense, and Caden Creel could not get it done as a passer in this game, and it's why ultimately Jacksonville State can only score 15 points against the Owls.
For sure, and I'm going to take Odom as my most impressive guy because, look, Jacksonville State, they frustrated him in this game a bit the same way that they did in the first game. Deep shell zones, and we're going to see if Amari Odom can beat us yards underneath. He did that. 4.9 yard average depth of target, second lowest of the season, 78.8 completion percentage, his second highest of the season. He played a more conservative brand of football to just play it safe, right? The first game, he threw 3 interceptions in the red zone. He was good with the ball security in this game. His accuracy was good in this game. And when he had to make plays on that final drive, the 2 plays that are going to stick out, maybe the 2 biggest plays of his career, a 3rd and 27 where he just rips a ball down the seam to set up a 4th and 1, and then a 4th and 14 scramble to then set up the winning touchdown, got blitzed off the left side, rolled out of the back of the pocket, got the 14 yards that he needed, made huge plays when he needed, but throughout most of this game, I was really impressed with his ability to just manage it, because that's what I was worried about. If the deep shots, if the home runs are taken away, what can Amari Odom do to manage his way through this game? He did it, and then he put together the game-winning drive when he had to. Credit to Jerry Mack for getting the game plan across. Credit to Odom for managing this game well, and even when they got punched back in the mouth when they were up 12-0, then they went down 15-12, they found a way to put together the game-winning drive. Really fun football game we had between these two teams.
Oh, it was actually the most fun 19-15 game I think you'll ever see in football. It was actually a really fun game on Friday night. I want to shout out the head coach, man, Jerry Mack. What a job he has done at Kennesaw State this year in his first season as head coach. Kennesaw State, it was their first year in the FBS just last year. They were 2-10. It was not a good transition for Kennesaw State in their first year moving up from the FCS level. This year, go from 2-10. They hired Jerry Mack from the Jaguars, who was the running backs coach there. They're 10-3 this year with their first ever Conference USA title. They're legitimately like a top 50 team in college football right now, and only their second year in the FBS. He has done one of the best coaching jobs in college football, turning around this program. It wasn't even just last year either for Kennesaw State. They had 3 straight losing years at Kennesaw State before Jerry Mack was hired. And again, 10-3 this year with a Conference USA championship. He won't get talked about for Coach of the Year as much as other guys, like probably Kurt Cignetti will, but at the Group of 5 level, it's hard to find many coaches who've done a better job than Jerry Mack at Kennesaw State this year.
And Mack is a name that is at least coming up as an idea for the Tulane coaching job as well.
I get it.
Yeah. I mean, he's really earned it. The job he's done the last 2 years at Kennesaw State, really first year really transitioning in the FBS last year, and that's winning Conference USA right off rip, man. I mean,
he wasn't even the coach last year either. This is his first year.
Good call, actually. Yeah, you're right. I mean, so taking over this program. And in year one, winning this conference. I mean, just outstanding stuff. And to get revenge on a team on the road that had beat them earlier in the season, what a job from Mack. And he is going to be a hot name. I think especially this Tulane coaching search is going to be one to watch here for him. They have an internal candidate in Will Hall. And, there's also been whispers. Could Tulane be the team that thinks about it? And Ed Orgeron, bring him back down to Louisiana? That would be a fun one, too. So that's going to be a fun coaching search. I know we've got most of them filled now, but this Tulane job is going to be a coveted one. I have to wonder if Mack is involved in that.
I don't know how many are still open. I think most of them are filled, but that's it. No matter how many are open, this is the best job open right now.
Yeah, I think
because every Power 4 job's taken.
I think is it the only one? It might be.
It's the best and might simultaneously be the worst because it might be the only one. I think everyone's filled. I don't know. I got to look at some. There might be a couple Group of 5 teams that still haven't filled it. I know the Power 4 is completely filled now.
Yeah, because Iowa State moved pretty quickly on
Iowa State moved very quickly.
Yeah, sure
they got maybe Washington State might be actually one that now is open. I would say Tulane's a better job than Washington State.
Yeah, well, Pac-12 is getting rebuilt now.
I would still take Tulane right now over.
I agree with
Washington
that.
State.
They're a playoff team.
That's true.
Hell.